Are you aware that couples who prioritize date night are 3.5 times more likely to report that they are very happy in relationships? Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Albert Moses and I'm delighted to have you once again. In this video, I'm going to share 5 fun date ideas to reignite the spark in your marital relationship. It is important to note that your marriage needs nurturing. The relationship needs to be nourished daily because it impacts your life individually and also together as a union. Oftentimes, as married couples, we are overwhelmed with our duties and responsibilities. We find that we are always engaged in the tasks of the day, the targets, the children, things we have to do to make sure the family thrives. And it grossly overwhelms us to the extent that we neglect our marriages, we neglect our relationship, and in the long run, it hurts us. Whether we acknowledge it or not, some way, somehow, our marriage is affected. Our personal well-being and growth and development is also affected. And that can spill over to affect our workplace performance. It can affect how we relate with our extended family and even our children. Some of the problems that we encounter when the spark of the marriage is dying out is a lack of communication. That because we are overwhelmed with our lives and the goals and the targets we have to achieve, we engage in less effective communication and it affects the marriage. Also, there is decreased intimacy due to less time for physical intimacy, attention, and emotional connection. Other problems that will arise as a result of our daily routines, increased stress and the neglect of each other's emotional needs. This can lead to a lack of excitement in the relationship, and therefore we have to be intentional about the peace and harmony and the growth and the fun of our marriage. The first date idea I want to share is a conventional one we mostly know. That is going for a night out in a restaurant. This may be something that we think doesn't really have an impact on our relationship, because we tend to think we can always go out to the restaurant to buy some food or to buy a drink or two. But as a couple, be intentional to set a particular date to go out to a restaurant, to have a meal together away from the noise, away from the stress of life. It is a very, very soothing thing to do. You might not necessarily have to go to the most fancy restaurant. It might be the usual restaurant which is away from your community, just to set a different mood around you. Because you go to the usual place you've been to, it might not really bring out that unique environment and ambience you might be looking for. But the important aspect is making this an intentional thing. Some couples do this once a while, some monthly to do something, but it depends on you. It depends on your couple, it depends on your financial status, it depends on your work schedule. But being intentional, setting a date that, hello darling, this day we are going out just to eat out. You would see the magic it would do in the relationship. While you're at it, do well to explore a new place every time you set a date night. The second thing is an ice cream walk. You can walk to the local ice cream shop, get a cup of ice cream, and then take a stroll with your wife, holding hands together, eating your ice cream whilst you are walking. In doing so, you would see how refreshed you will become. The third idea is an outdoor movie night. I know most people may not be a fan of going out to watch movies because we have the internet in the home. We are always on the Netflix and chill. We are always having our TV station showing us movies, YouTube. But hey, movies are coming out. Spend time, go out to the movies. It is for the bonding. It is not really for you to enjoy the latest movie in town, because you can have them at the comfort of your home. But the idea is to go out, leave the space, leave the confines of the task and the responsibilities. Spend some 3 hours out at a movie center. There are so many movie centers around us. Pick a night, go with your wife, spend the time. And in doing so, use the time to converse, use the time to interact, talk about something new, talk about new ideas. And you see how the marriage will spark with a new kind of love. The fourth fun date idea is a cooking date. I know most people may not be fan of cooking, but cooking is one thing that brings the couple together, especially when you are doing it mutually. You pick a meal that you have never done before, something that you have not eaten before, something that you have not tried before. Go out, get the ingredients, get a video. If it's a cookbook that you have, try it, experiment, do it together. One cuts the onions, one cuts the carrots, one puts the oil in, one puts the tomato in. I mean, that alone brings you together and you would have a lot of fun. You don't always have to spend big in a date. You don't have to always go out for a date, but you can do it in-house. The idea is you doing it together. It's not the duty of the man to do it alone or the woman to do it alone. But for this to bring the spark in the relationship, the idea is to do it together as a couple. And when you do it together, I bet you there's the things that conversations will come up. You can have times to romance as you are preparing the meal. You can have time to explore, discuss, bring out issues, things that have been on your mind. Be relaxed as you are doing this, and bet you would see a new spark. The last but not the least idea is a shopping trip. I know when it comes to shopping, most guys have a different attitude to shopping, and women also have a different attitude to shopping. But hey, gentlemen, do this for your wife. Just go out to walk through the mall. Just do a window shopping. Speak about the things. Go to the clothing section. Talk about the things. Go to the groceries. Talk about something. Get a few things. Buy something for yourself. Reward yourselves in the relationship. Go out to the home decor section. Look at the beauty of new furniture, new ideas in designing your home. There are so many things we can do on a shopping trip. But this caution goes to the men especially, because the men don't like going out for shopping. But do your best and do it for the marriage. And enjoy yourselves while you are doing so. I know a couple who had never been out for a date ever since they got married. For the 13 years they got married, they were overwhelmed with responsibility, their children, meeting their targets, meeting their goals, and the marriage was sinking. Till one day, they decided they want to spend a couple of days on a trip. And they went outside the city, sent their children to their parents, and within that time, they testified that indeed their marriage was brought alive, because they had missed that time together as a couple, enjoying each other, having fruitful discussions, because they were so engrossed with the responsibilities and duties of the day that they had forgotten about each other's emotional needs. And this really helped them. It is important to prioritize quality time with your partner in marriage, because it will make your union fruitful. So try out any of these things and let me know what you think. Put your comments in the comment section if you agree or you do not agree, or you have another suggestion or another idea that we can talk about in the next video. Check my YouTube page for other videos about relationships and subscribe for more. God bless you. Bye bye for now.